Yes guys, and welcome back to a brand new video guys, and in today's video guys we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, Fulham guys, at Old Trafford, at home guys, our last home game at Old Trafford guys. Anyway guys, let's just get straight into today's video. So we made 3 changes from the last game against Liverpool. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Tuanzebe, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Greenwood, Fernandes, Pogba and Cavani. Get into the overall reaction now. Cavani's stunner and fans are back, which is good to see. Disappointing, not good enough. Ball draw. Man United held by Fulham. We should have won the game. Looks like we are saving ourselves for the final. Our last game at Old Trafford ends in a draw. We are sleepwalking this top 4. Missed opportunity. Second place is ours anyway. We couldn't even beat a relegated team. We controlled and dominated the game. We didn't take our chances in the second half. Fans are not happy, as you know. Defending isn't good enough. It was a very annoying and frustrating game. In the second half, we were not at the races and it was a lacklustre performance. Not the result we were after. It's 2 points dropped. First half great, second half poor. The performance was good but not good enough. It is what it is. Up the fucking Reds. And we move on. Anyway guys, let's just get straight into today's video guys. What did I make of the performance? I think as a collective, it's not good enough for me, I think. When you sort of think back at that game against Fulham, you sort of say, yes, we did beat them away from home. But this is a team now that's now been relegated, that's got nothing to play for. And you're thinking, as a collective, that's not good enough, to be honest. I thought we had a dream start. I thought first 20 minutes, not even the 20 minutes, I think first half was brilliant, to be honest. I think overall, as a collective, it's just not good enough. Defending has been our weakness this season. Good thing is we didn't concede on a set piece this time. It was bloody open play. It's just not good enough defending. And I said it in my last video. I was banking on about our set pieces, the way how we defend. And then obviously then you've got Wan-Bissaka sucked in. It's just not working. We cannot defend like this in the final next week. And it looks like Maguire's not going to be fit. So that's not good signs as well. Maguire's still on crutches. It's not looking good for Maguire to coming back. He's on a race against time for the Euros, obviously. I think we're also at the same time we're sleepwalking this top 4. Gary Neville said this back when we played Crystal Palace away and we were sleepwalking this top 4. We're still doing it now. I know the season's pretty wrapped up and finished, and obviously we secured second yesterday as well, obviously with the results going our way as well, but it's still not good enough because we should be beating a team like Fulham, to be honest, that have come to Old Trafford, playing for pride now, trying to show fight as well in it as well. They know it's Man United. We controlled that and dominated that game yesterday, but we simply couldn't take our chances in the second half. It's just one of them, to be honest. It was a very frustrating game. I thought we created loads of chances on goal and we didn't take them. And when you don't take your chances, this is football. It's not good enough. We need to learn next season, when we get our chances, you have to score on them. And you cannot always do this against teams like this. I know they've got a good keeper. Look at Cavani's goal for a start. For overall, good but not good enough as a collective. A draw, I'm not really satisfied with that performance. But it looked like we were saving ourselves for next week, for the final for next week. You can't really say that's the excuse. I think Ollie was trying to exploit with his team selection, see what was best out there, what he could go for, with obviously with the Europa League final in mind as well. So he's obviously trying to see what's the best 11 that he could possibly go with in the final. Obviously he's going to be making changes in our last and final game against Wolves. I mean, we were sleepwalking this top 4 weeks ago, to be honest, but yeah, we sealed second. Obviously we get the runners up prize. It's good for us. Obviously there's progression obviously this season as well, but hopefully we know that this is not only just the progressions that's been made as well, so you've got to think about it as well. And but yeah, it's one of them where we should have won the game. It's not good enough, and yeah, I mean, this is it, and missed opportunity once again. But I think we all can say second place is ours, and couldn't beat a relegated team, but it is what it is. It's not good enough, but that's down to our shit defending once again, and not good enough. Getting into the game now, I thought first half kicked off. I thought high pressing, high energy. You know, you saw the high intensity, high tempo. You're thinking, let's keep up this good intensity and tempo in our play. Thought you could see the energy as well from our players as well. We looked really up for it in the first half, especially in the first 15 minutes. I thought we called it the 6-minute press, but I think we kept pressing onto them. I think we knew that they were going to be there for the taking. We knew that Fulham, they're not a great team on paper, and this is it. You think about their team on paper, you think, wow, we couldn't beat them yesterday at home. So But it's 1 point in 3 games, and that's not good enough. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of them. And but blame the 2 games last week all on the Premier League. But this game, there's no excuses. And we should have. That was a must-win yesterday. It was must 3 points, but I mean, nothing to play for. But we want to try and get the 3 points against Wolves next. But I think in the first half we were brilliant. We were fantastic. High intensity, high tempo, high energy. Saw the pressing. We play with a higher line as well. We put them under pressure early doors as well. Made some good we made some good chances as well on goal. Slowly but surely we got into the game. We kept pushing. We put them on the back foot. I think it was all us. We controlled and dominated that first half. And then a brilliant piece of play by De Gea, passes the ball to Bruno. Bruno does the flick. Cavani lights up Old Trafford. Fantastic goal. Probably goal of the season, to be honest. Clips it over the keeper. Fantastic goal by Cavani. And that's got to go down as, goal of the season, definitely. And brilliant goal by Cavani. And amazing feeling to have those fans back as well. And fans loved it as well with Cavani as well. And that's why he signed the contract for another season. But first off was brilliant, I thought we did what we needed to do. We knew that we could see that there was holes in their defence. Not only just in their defence, I think in the midfield they left holes. They were too open, I think, for them in the first half. But in the second half, they kept it tight at the back. They really frustrated us in the second half. We created chances in the second half and we simply didn't take them. Bruno had a chance on a free kick, went wide. Greenwood was through on goal. Should have gone to the keeper's right, to Greenwood's left, and it just went too direct to the keeper. Went straight to the keeper, and these were little chances that we had. Not even little chances, they were big chances that we had in the second half, and we didn't take them. And but yeah, I mean, second half wasn't good enough. I think we sort of dominated, controlled the game, had some chances, a lacklustre performance here and there as well. Second half wasn't good for me. I think many fans would say the second half wasn't good. I don't think the second half was boring. I think we just didn't do enough in terms of quality to, I think we could break them down, but we just created the chances, but we didn't put our chances away, which is very frustrating, very annoying. I think they kept it tight and compact at the back. They made it frustrating for us. They defended well. Fulham thought we defended well in the first half as well. And then obviously we couldn't find the second goal. We knew we needed to find a second goal as well. And then obviously to top it all off, they scored on an open play goal. Wan-Bissaka sucked in once again, just not good enough. And he's in the middle of the play and doesn't do his job out on the right flank and doesn't close down the player to stop the cross coming in and something like that. And the header, and then he scores on the header, and we draw 1-1. Not good enough by these players as a collective, and we should have been beating this team against Fulham. But obviously they're showing the pride, the fight now, because they've got nothing to play for. But frustrating, annoying, disappointing, missed opportunity. But second place is ours anyway, and we move on at the end of the day. Our last game at Old Trafford ends in a draw. Not the result we were after, but we have now secured second place after the results went our way last night. Am I satisfied with the progress that has been made this season? Of course I am. Of course I am happy with the progress that's been made this season. Obviously we've scored like over 70 plus goals this season, and I don't think we got near that last year. But of course I'm satisfied with the progress that's been made this season as well. I think scoring over 70 plus goals as well. Obviously we got that 9-0 result against Southampton, which really helped us out. Not only just that, we're in the final now next week, so hopefully we can win the final. That's going to be a massive game for us. I think game of the season for us next week. There's been progress that's been made. We've seen in certain areas where we've improved in. Obviously we know that the defence needs to be sorted out next season, and hopefully that can be resoluted in pre-season, and then hopefully we've got a stronger back four. Obviously it doesn't help that we've got Harry Maguire out, but you've still got to rely on other defenders to do their job. But of course there's been progress has been made this season. I'm satisfied with the progress that's been made. Obviously we're in the Europa League final, scored over 70 plus goals. I think defensively we've not been that great as a unit, in the last couple of games. Obviously, you can see the massive comparison with Maguire in the team as well. He's a big factor to the club and the team. Progress has been made this season, and we finished third last season. We got second this season. We're in the Champions League again, which is satisfying once again. And hopefully now we can finish first next season and hopefully win the league. We'll have to see about that. It's a long way to go. We need to still get the signings that we need to be made. Obviously, that's going to be for a separate video in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be talking about as well. Of course, there's been progress that's been made this season. I'm happy with the progress that's been made. Obviously, there's a few things that we need to work on, and hopefully they can be resoluted for next season. Obviously, consistency, winning games, and obviously we've been unbeaten away from home this season as well, which is a very good positive. Not been beaten away from home this season, which is very satisfying as well. I think we're going to be the only team to do that as well. We'll be the only team that's not been beaten on the road this season. If we get a result at Wolves on the weekend, we've gone unbeaten away from home for the whole season, and that's fantastic. Amazing achievement. Progress has been made. I pinpointed a few things there that's been improved on. Hopefully a few things that we can work on next season and get better at, definitely for sure. Cavani hit it off with an absolute cracking goal inside the first 15 minutes. He's on fire at the minute and he just can't stop scoring at the minute. What a goal. I think everyone's speechless. Lit up Old Trafford. What a goal it was. That's got to be goal of the season contention, definitely for sure. That is in contention for goal of the season, and to pull something off like that is fantastic. We've not only just seen that from Cavani, we've also seen what McTominay did against Man City as well. Cavani's in fine form at the minute, he's on fire at the minute, can't stop scoring goals. And when you have a fit Cavani like this, he's going to be scoring goals. And that's why Ollie needs him to be fit for the final. When you have a fit Cavani, he's going to be on fine form, and he's on fine form at the minute. Wrapping up the goals, I think he's already scored now 15 plus goals this season. I expected something like that as well from Cavani. He's a goal scoring machine. Cavani has proved people wrong. People said that people thought it was going to be one of those signings again where it's going to be a waste. He's proved people wrong. I'm glad he's proved people wrong. Hopefully we can keep on top of that now. Hope we can keep that going now for the last remaining 2 games. And I think let's treat these next 2 games now as an FA Cup final, to be honest. You know, hopefully we can get back to winning ways and get some confidence back just before the final as well. Hopefully we can do that against Wolves. It's the most goals we have conceded at home this season, 28. Last season we only conceded 25, and the season before we only conceded 21. In terms of the statistics, that's not good enough. Why have we conceded 28 goals this season at home? It's the set pieces that's killed us. It's been set piece after set piece after set piece, and what have we done in that defending in those set pieces? Zonal marking to its best. I don't think it's only just the set pieces. I think defensively as a unit we've not been good enough this season, even with Harry Maguire, even when you see the difference when we don't have Harry Maguire in the team as well. And obviously we've seen that in the last couple of games as well, where we've really struggled in terms of defensively trying to defend as a unit. We cannot do it. We conceded 4 against Liverpool, conceded 2 against Leicester, conceded another one to Fulham, and it just happens game after game, week in, week out, game in, game out, and it's just not good enough. It's the set pieces that's killed us this season. Also, we've conceded goals that could have been easily avoided. That goal could have been easily avoided last night as well. Wan-Bissaka in no man's land, once again, not doing his job on the right side. He's sucked in, he's in the middle, doing the centre-back's position when he should have been just doing his job to stop the cross coming in. When you don't do your job properly like that, unfortunately, it just all boils down to that player, and all the spotlight's on you. We cannot afford to do this. They've all come from set pieces for me. Too many set pieces we've given away and we've conceded on them. Here and there we've conceded on stupid open play goals that should not be given as well, that should be easily avoided. It's just not good enough. 28 goals at home this season that we've conceded, that's not good enough. Last year 25 and the time before 21, that's just simply not good enough, and it just shows that that's the worst defending that we've done this season. And it is, to be honest, because you've got to look at the statistics. 28 goals this season that we've conceded at home, 25 last season, and 21 the season before that. It's just not good enough, and no, it's not good enough for me. It's definitely not good enough. Who's my man of the match? Now, you know what? I think De Gea needed some confidence. He didn't really deserve to concede a goal last night. I don't think that was De Gea's fault, to be honest, because the defence let him down once again. I think Wan-Bissaka, he did all right in the game. I thought he had a good game as well. I thought Lindelof had an okay game. Tuanzebe had another good game as well. Shaw had a good game, I thought. I thought McTominay had a good game, got forwards as well. Did play stupid passes backwards again. Fred had another good game as well. Thought Bruno was fantastic. Greenwood was quiet, but he got into the game a little bit. Pogba had a good game, I thought, and Cavani, fantastic performance from Cavani. You could see the work rate on and off the ball of how hard he works to regain possession. I think Cavani's got to be my man of the match. It's easy, simples. How do we beat Wolves in our final and last game of the season? Now, obviously, coming into this game, Wolves play Everton tonight. Obviously, they've got a day less to prepare for us. I think for Wolves, they've not had a great season, have they? I think, they've been very inconsistent. Obviously, they've had Royal Jimenez that's been out since January, and that's really hurt them in the second part of the season. It's really hurt them that Royal Jimenez is a big loss to them. They've not been scoring a lot of goals as well this season. Obviously, they've been relying on that William Jose to score goals as well. I think coming into this game, you're thinking they're going to be doing this for pride. I think the fans are going to be behind them in this fixture, so the fans are going to really give them that boost. They're going to give them that fight in the game as well. We don't want to underestimate this Wolves side. We know what they're capable of. We've got to be careful what we do in terms of our play, tactically as well. Also, a few things that I've written down here as well. I think you've got to put the ball into dangerous areas, and you've got to look for a player in space as well. There's many times this season where we've not done that, and that's what you have to do against this Wolves side. You have to pass the ball to a player that's in space, and obviously their defending is not organised. I think any team, whenever they concede a goal, it's not organised, and we need to try and get in between the lines and expose their defence as well, and you've got to at least expose their weaknesses as well. I think defensively they're not good enough as a unit. I think they try too many systems as well, and too many formations that don't work for them as well. I think their players don't deal with the ball over the top, and their players get a bit lazy in times as well. They don't get that kick up the arse as well. I think they're quick in the transition. Obviously they've got that Adama Traore, we've got to be aware of him. A few other key players like Neves, Moutinho, Podence as well. They're dangerous on the attack as well, but they're missing their best player, and I think that's really costing this season, that there's been no Raul Jimenez for the second part of the season. And when you rely on one player, it's really hard to bounce back, and when you lose a game, it's hard to bounce back with the team that you've got right now. But also, like I just said then, Nuno Espirito Santo is trying different formations and different systems, and the players are just not used to it as well. And I think tactically they're just struggling at the minute. They're just struggling to put things together at the minute, struggling to keep things as a team going as well. So things have not gone well for them this season as well. But I think, we have to go and expose their weaknesses. The away form is on our side. I think we need to get between the lines. We need to stretch them out as well. I think we have to capitalise on their mistakes. They make too many mistakes as well, defensively as well. So I think we've got to capitalise on their mistakes. And I think we've got to use our football intelligence in this game as well, because instead of, doing flicks and all this lot, trying to impress, just keep it simple. And, when you've got a player running in from behind, play the ball into him, and then you've got a good chance of scoring the goal. So, it's all about the movement. You've got to make the runs in from behind. And when we get the chances, we have to take our chances. And we must defend properly against this Wolves team. We must defend properly against this Wolves team. I think they're coming into this game, they'll show a bit of fright, they'll show the fight, the pride, the passion. The fans are behind them in this one. So we have to be ready, mentally, physically. I think mentally we need to go into this game with the right mindset, the right mentality. Ollie's going to be making changes to this game as well. We have to be ready. Physically, mentally, we've got to prepare well for this one as well. Wolves, they'll be trying to at least salvage 3 points here. And I think it'll be nice to finish with 3 points here against this Wolves team. They've been bank average. You'll look at that team on paper, their team on paper, and you think, well, we should be beating this team, and we should do as well. I think they'll be there for the taking as well. We've got to take our chances against them as well. We've got to have a good start, play with high energy, high tempo, get in between the lines, play with energy, and let's try and sort of control, dominate the game. Defensively, we've got to do our job, and then attacking wise, we know that we've got the quality up front to score goals. So we know what's at stake here. We know what we've got to do against Wolves. We must defend properly against them, and apart from that, go and do our job and take your chances, to be honest. Getting into the first goal, De Gea kicks the ball to Bruno. Bruno flicks it to Cavani. Cavani hits it 35 yards away from goal and scores an absolute cracker for 1-0. Getting into the stats now, the possession for Man United, it was 57.1%, and for Fulham it was 42.9%. Goals for Man United, it was 1, and for Fulham it was 1. Total shots for Man United, it was 13, and for Fulham it was 8. Shots on target for Man United, it was 6, and for Fulham it was 5. Shot accuracy for Man United, it was 46.2%, and for Fulham it was 62.5%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 4, and for Fulham it was 5. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 9, and for Fulham it was 3. Total passes for Man United, it was 544 passes, and for Fulham it was 410 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United, it was 86.6%, and for Fulham it was 81.2%. Getting into the substitutions now. McTominay went off for Rashford, talking about Scott's performance. Energetic enough as he was paired with Fred again. Came off with an apparent injury on the hour. Greenwood went off for Diallo, talking about Mason's performance. Did not produce the compelling audition that makes a start in Gdansk a certainty. Should have scored at 1-0. Cavani went off for Van der Beek, talking about Edison's performance. Scored what deserves to be remembered as one of the great Old Trafford goals to welcome back fans. Next up, we've got Wolves. Obviously, as we know, Wolves play Everton tonight and the 12th in the table as well. We should be thinking against this Wolves team now. We're going to be making changes, obviously, because we'll be thinking of Gdansk being on Wednesday night, and we've only got pretty much 2 days to prepare for that as well. I think coming into this game, we mentally need to be right, physically need to be right. I think defensively, we need to do our job properly. We know we've got the quality up front of hurting Wolves as well. We've got the away form on our side as well. We need to just do our job. I think we've got to have a quick start. I think if once we get the first goal, I'm sure we'll find our momentum, our rhythm in the game. We want to try take control of this game, try and dominate this game as well. You have to go and expose their weaknesses. This Wolves team, they've not been great this season, very inconsistent. They're missing the best player, and you'll be thinking, well, these should be here for the taking. We've got to do our job defensively, offensively. We know that we've got the quality going up front. Go and expose their weaknesses, and we need to have a good start. Get the first goal, you'll be thinking, wow, if we have a good start against them lot, go and get another goal. Don't sit back, don't do an Arsenal. Go and score another goal. When you get that second goal, then you're thinking, right, this is where now we can just sort of take control, dominate the game, and don't let them back into it. Because obviously then the fans will try and get them back into the game. But as soon as they score one goal, then they think that they can pull off a draw. We've got to make sure we do our job defensively, offensively, and we've got the quality to go and beat them as well, with that quality that we've got up front. So we can hurt them, we've got the players to do it. I'm looking forward to this last game of the season against Wolves. Let's go all out for it. 3 points are up grabs here, and let's not mess it up here against Wolves. Don't let them get the 3 points. Don't draw this one, win this one. Finish the last game of the season on a high. Get back to winning ways, get the confidence back, and we go into that game against Villarreal with confidence. So far, Wolves are scoring 1 goal per game, and so far Wolves are conceding 1.4 goals per game. Wolves have the 9th worst defence in the league. Wolves have won 12, drawn 9 and lost 15. They've lost to Man City 3-1, West Ham 4-0, Leicester 1-0, Liverpool 4-0, Villa 1-0, Burnley 2-1, Man United 1-0, Everton 2-1, West Brom 3-2, Palace 1-0, City 4-1, Liverpool 1-0, West Ham 3-2, Burnley 4-0 and Tottenham 2-0. Wolves have lost 7 games at home. Wolves had a decent start to the season. They lost their best player and are not having a great season, and they're inconsistent as well this season. The last time Man United beat Wolves was on Tuesday the 29th of December 2020, and it ended 1-0 to United. The last time Man United lost to Wolves was on Tuesday the 9th of April 2019, and it ended 2-1 to Wolves. The players to look out for is Patricio, Marchal, Bolly, Cody, Samiedo, Kilman, Neves, Podence, Gibbs-White, Vinter, Sias, Montinho, Dendonka, Neto, Jose, Silva and Traore. Hope you guys are enjoying another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days. And peace.